Hello everyone, I'm OCDsaster, and this is OCDsaster Blue, my Sonic exclusive channel, where everything we do here is Sonic related. So if that sounds like something your speed, consider subscribing and checking out some other videos after this one. Of course, when I'm on vacation for a week, that's when Sega and Sonic Team decide to dump a bunch of Sonic content and news and updates for us. So this video is of course late to the news, but I just wanted to give my overall thoughts and opinions on all the information we got last week. First, let's do some Sonic Movie 4 news. So we now have confirmed that the rumor that Sonic Movie 4 was going to be titled Sonic CD is false. I did a video previously saying that I didn't believe this was true, and once again, I was right. I've been wrong a lot of times, but this one I was confident about, and I can safely say that Sonic Movie 4 will remain just that, Sonic the Hedgehog 4. They keep the brand recognition as they continue this movie franchise. But that's not the biggest news. You see, they officially revealed the title of the movie, but they showed a lot in the reveal. They showed emerald pieces with different Sonic characters in it, but they also had a narration from a very familiar actor in the Sonic movie franchise, and that is Dr. Eggman. Oh, sorry, I mean Jim Carrey. Dr. Eggman's the character he's playing. Jim Carrey's the actual real person, and that is actually quite huge. You see, because we all were kind of speculating, wondering, will Jim Carrey return for another Sonic movie? He's mentioned retiring several times, but then came back for Sonic sequels. But then, spoiler alert for Sonic Movie 3 if you haven't seen it already, but he allegedly dies. Now, there was leaked concept art for Sonic Movie 3 that was going to be allegedly the now plot for Sonic Movie 4, in which it showed a evil Dr. Eggman in a dystopian future holding a supersonic quill standing next to Metal Sonic, and a lot of people believe this was Emperor Eggman in an alternate evil timeline, and it seems like we might actually be getting that, considering the kind of dialogue that Jim Carrey has given during this reveal for the Sonic movie title, and I couldn't be more happier. I've said in previous videos that Jim Carrey is kind of the leading anchor for these movies. Yes, it's Sonic. A lot of Sonic fans go to see the Sonic movie, and a lot will go out and see Sonic movies with or without Jim Carrey. However, for the normies, for the casual audience, for those that are just out there to see a movie, Jim Carrey is actually the biggest pull for that because he's such a known actor in a lot of roles throughout the decades. He's a talented actor, and some people will go just to see him perform since he seemed to be the only movies he's doing anymore. And a lot of people don't get that. A lot of Sonic fans get mad when I say that, but that's just the facts, right? Movies are meant for everyone, except for the FNAF 2 movie that was made just for the fans, and you can see how many people disliked it from a casual audience because you just focus solely on the fans. Whereas if you focus on the fans and a casual audience, you kind of get a bigger appeal, a wider spread, and you can keep doing franchises such as this. So that's what I'm saying there. I might have just caused a huge divide in the comment section, but it is what it is. Jim Carrey, no matter what you think, is one of the biggest pulls for the Sonic movies, and it's great that he's coming back, and he might be playing a different role. That being, he might be a completely alternate reality Eggman in which he can dive into more of the sinister, evil kind of side of Eggman if this happens to be an alternate reality or a alternate timeline that, you know, a lot of people have speculated and rumored for this movie to be. And it makes sense with the Sonic CD storyline as well. Now you might be thinking, well, Jim Carrey already played a bad guy aside from Robotnik, and that was Dr. Gerald. And that's true, but this will actually be Eggman if he goes through with nefarious plans and actually stays evil. So he can do different things. He can play around with that character a little bit more and not have to be like all like old makeup up and act like old. He can act like Eggman, but with a more sinister twist and angle to it. So that would be cool to see if it's like still obviously going to be a little bit silly, I think, but it would be cool to see him play a more serious role and just really flex his acting chops. But that's not all this movie title reveal showed. It showed the Sonic characters that will be in Sonic Movie 4, and that includes Shadow. That's right, Shadow the Hedgehog appears as the emeralds are moving past, meaning he will be back for Sonic Movie 4. And I think a lot of people are getting upset by this. They think it needs to be Amy's movie. Amy needs to take the lead. I still think she's going to be the biggest part, right? I still think she's going to be the main focus. We got a whole basic movie with Shadow and his backstory, and they spent a lot of time on it. I see this more as not a cameo, but a smaller role, probably in the third act, where he's going to have a separate side mission while we follow the main crew around, being Sonic, Knuckles, Amy, and Tails, because that's usually the core four. Through the year of Shadow, they really try to push Shadow into that core four, and it just didn't really work out the way that I think they wanted it to, but he is such an iconic and second most popular Sonic character, so there's no way he wasn't going to be in the movie. And I think a lot of people are, of course, in internet fashion, over exaggerating the being upset that he's back in the movie. I personally think it's great that he will be returning. I also don't think it's going to be a lot of screen time. So what did you guys think of the Sonic Movie 4 title reveal? Are you excited that Jim Carrey's returning? Are you upset that Shadow's in the movie? What do you think? I want to know all your comments, thoughts, and opinions down below. But we also have some more things to talk about because other news broke while I was on vacation last week, and Sonic Racing CrossWorlds got some massive changes and reveals. So let's start off with the reveals. They announced 3 new free DLC characters, and if I'm going to be quite honest with you, I'm very indifferent or neutral about them. I don't hate these picks or love these picks. I think they are just decent Sega rep picks, and I really don't have any personal ties or knowledge to these characters, so it's nothing crazy in my mind or thoughts. But what was interesting was I believe they revealed that more DLC characters were coming down the pipeline for the Season Pass, and that is very interesting and kind of further confirms my speculation that the Season Pass will be, multiple ones. We will have one, and then we'll have Season Pass 2 with a whole different set of third-party DLC characters, which is very, very exciting. Not fully confirmed yet, I don't believe, but I am quite excited for the future of that. We still need to get Mega Man, and we still need to see what TMNT characters are coming in and what Avatar characters are coming in. The amount of third-party DLC characters coming out is very slow. I know we're getting Mega Man soon, but it is quite interesting that they're like trickling out. We are getting the free DLC in between to kind of, satiate that, but I want to know your guys' thoughts on the free DLC. Are you excited about who's coming, and are you excited about the third-party DLC characters possibly getting more? Also, I mentioned in a previous video, I really want to see some more classic Sonic free DLC characters in celebration for Sonic's 35th anniversary. I'm very hopeful that they'll do something, but it's getting less and less likely if they keep announcing these free DLC characters that aren't Sonic characters. But we'll have to wait and see. Next is debatably the biggest update for this, whole update stretch of news, and that is Sonic Racing CrossWorlds got a massive new update and patch with 1.3.1, and I am so excited. I've complained in multiple videos and shorts that festival mode just doesn't work, in the sense that it's very annoying and frustrating that if you want to just go in the world match and do that while festivals are going on, that you can't. Well, it seems Sega and Sonic Team have heard our complaints and are now going to be changing that, because going forward you will be able to just do regular world matches while festivals are going on, and that is huge. That is amazing. They are listening to the fans, and they are having faith that people will still play the festivals and also do the ranked matches. So I'm very excited to see that. A whole bunch of gadgets have been added to the game to add some more customization. There's also been some tweaking and balancing of other gadgets so things aren't quite broken. It's been a long time coming, and I'm very happy that they're doing this. This was one of my major concerns before the game came out. I did a list of my top 5 major concerns for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, and part of that was the not balancing or switching up the game enough for online play, where there were just busted, broken metas, and it seems like they're now coming around and changing some stuff. So that's very, very exciting to see. I'm excited to see that. Rank, they have gone up in the amount of rank. I believe you could only get to 99,999. Now you can go to 999,999. So they've increased that, which also means that there's enough players that this is happening, so that's very excited to see. More music tracks have been added, and a bunch of quality of life changes have been added as well. I'm not going to go into all of them, but you can adjust, how the music changes when you have different gadgets. You won't just automatically get put on a plate during festival mode. Sometimes they make an automatic loadout and set you to it. Now you have the ability to move off of it if you don't want to use it during a race, which is really, really big. They've also added a bunch of sponsor decals mostly, and it's product placement that you can put onto your vehicles. But I mean, it's still very cool that they're getting new content. And last but not least, I mean, I'm still missing a bunch of stuff, but the biggest thing that I think this patch really brought, that was another complaint that I had. They must be watching my channel all the time and taking my feedback. I'm just kidding. I'm just a small little YouTube channel, but I do appreciate all of you that are still watching this video and have been supporting. It really means a lot to me. The Dampa tickets have now going up by at least double as rewards for playing online and doing festival and stuff like that. And that is huge. I mentioned in previous videos that the grind was just too grindy. It's not worth doing all these races just to get a couple hundred, if that, Dampa tickets, but they're listening and they're adding more value to the Dampa tickets. And that is, once again, just a great update. So yeah, we're eating as Sonic fans. It took a little while for us to get some of these news and updates, but patience is obviously rewarding with this franchise, and I think there's still much to come for Sonic's 35th anniversary. I'm still holding hope that we get some cool stuff for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds as free DLC. I don't think we're going to be getting a AAA Sonic title, but I do think we will be getting a reveal or a teaser, at least up till Sonic's actual birthday, which is in June. But I want to know your guys' thoughts and opinions down below. What do you think about all these changes and updates to Sonic Racing CrossWorlds? Are you happy? Are you disappointed? Do you like where the game's at? Do you see a future? I would love to hear all your thoughts and opinions down below. But with that being said, I'm OCDsaster, and I hope you all have a super Sonic rest of your day. See ya!